Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monica Arinze. This is where we discuss disability awareness, inclusion, empowerment, and in today's episode, we'll focus on the experiences of blind individuals or visually impaired. We'll talk about the challenges they face, the strategies they use to navigate daily life, and how society can create a more inclusive world for people with visual impairment. Continue watching this channel. All right, so what is blindness? Like blindness means say that somebody cannot see, you know. So what is blindness? What does that mean? So blindness can range from partial loss to total blindness. According to the World Health Organization, blindness is defined as having visual acuity worse than 20 over 500 in a better eye, even with corrective lenses. Wow. Even with the corrective lenses. Even with the corrective lenses, blindness is defined as having a visual acuity worse than 20 over 500 in a better eyes, even with corrective lenses. So interesting. Okay, and the second part is visual impairment includes conditions where vision cannot be fully restored but may still allow some visual perception. So this place is talking about somebody cannot actually see, but maybe when somebody passes, they can feel like, oh, there is a shadow or that there is an movement. So what are the common challenges faced by visually impaired or blind individuals? Like every other person that has a disability, there's always have a peculiar challenges that they face. One of the challenges visually a blind individual or visually impaired face is accessibility barriers. Many public places, houses, digital platforms, and transport system are not designed with blind users in mind. You see a building, there is no braille to write the name or what the place is all about. When we talk about digital platforms, even our website, the fonts, the colors, everything we use, we are not considering this group of people to make sure that they are inclusive. Then another part is the lack of tactical fixtures, braille signage, or auditorium cues can make navigation difficult. You don't have braille for these people to know where they are going. They now leave them in a very long queue. It's a very big common challenge, especially during elections or during any crowd thing or even one-on-one thing. This poses as a challenge as well. Then we'll talk about limited employment opportunities. Despite technological advancement, blind individuals often face discrimination or lack of accommodation in workplaces. Some person outrightly they will deny them employment, and some when they give them work they make them useless or they make them unproductive because they did not provide a laptop they can use. They did not provide a system, reasonable accommodation that can allow them to be productive. There is a case of a nurse who is visually impaired. She managed to finish her education, got a job in one of the northern states in Nigeria or Midwest states in Nigeria. And when the person got the job, she started the job. After a couple of weeks, the work she enjoyed doing, she was productive. They withdraw her offer letter from her. This take a lot of interventions from NGO and so meaningful people who want to make sure that disability is not a disease, who make sure that disability should be a diversity that should be included in what we do. So with that, she was able to get that job back. And this is one of the millions. Some cases it is gone and it's gone like that. So this is one of the challenges that visually impaired people face. Then another one is misconception about their ability hinder equal access to jobs. Like I just said, somebody that can deliver, you just outrightly misjudge the person. Oh, he's not worthy of this just because the person has a disability or just because the person is visually impaired. Then the second part is education challenges. Many schools, educational institutions lack accessible learning materials such as braille books, screen readers, or tactical teaching tools. Education is the people that are supposed to be promoting or creating more awareness about disability, ensuring that the institutions are remodified. Yes, if this seems too new to them, as is a new, that's why it's education, we'll do researches to find a way to implement and renavigate our places. But rather schools are not. So many schools that are supposed to be helping, they are not. Because there's the one that's supposed to be doing the awareness, letting people know about disability, how you can even modernize your house, how can schools to be modernized, and how many schools have been doing it, and that can help a whole lot. But it's a challenge because it's not done, and that's where me and you comes in, because this is a loophole and it needs to be tackled and it needs to be solved. Then another one is social isolation. Yes, many disability people suffer these social isolations, and people that are visually impaired, they are not different. Blind individual may experience loneliness due to limited opportunities for social interaction or hobbies. Many persons are in the house, especially when they don't have a carer or support system, and our nation or the community as a whole is not inclusive, is not accessible for them. They are lonely. They're just being in a dark mood. So there's the challenges, and we need to do better for these lives to be productive in our society. Another one is safety concerns. When you talk about safety concerns about people that are visually impaired, so what comes to your mind? At least they can come out. How can they come out? They will enter transport. How would they enter the transport? That's the question. They will go to school. How? So crossing streets, crossing the roads is another thing. Did they put marks on the road that people, visually impaired people, when people are driving, they will stop, they will cross? Or did they make a mark that person with disability of any form can cross the road? That's one of the challenges. Crossing streets, crossing roads, navigating unfamiliar environments, or using public transport can pose risks without proper support or accessible infrastructures. In all these few challenges I've mentioned, how do you think people cope? Because there are some people that are still visually impaired. They are able to cope in one way or the other. In one way or the other, they try to cope. And this coping mechanism is not only them. It's something all of us will do for a better society. For a better society, we can all do that. Okay? So coping strategy used by visually impaired or blind individual is assistive technology. Person with disability, assistive technology has come to be part of their go of surviving. They cannot survive without not having assistive technology. For visually impaired people, screen readers, tools like JAWS or NVDA convert text to speech, making computers and smartphones accessible. Yes, there's another thing some people don't know. When you buy any of your smartphones, go to your settings. You see where it shows accessibility. Look at it. This is where you can convert your text to speech. It's something people don't know. Your phones are smart. They can support you. They can help you. So today, if you're a person that is visually impaired and you don't know about it, find a way, get to your phone, get to accessibility in your phone setting. Then press on the accessibility. If it's visually impaired, you can press it. If you are a person with have difficulty in hearing, that's deaf, you can actually press on it. It will help you translate things to speech. Okay, that's how they can cope. Then another one is braille displays, electronic devices that translate digital text into braille characters. We have that, and I will encourage you as persons that are visually impaired to get this. It will help you. You'll be able to read and know things around your environment. And I encourage nations and communities to make places accessible by making all those things possible for them. When there is a constitution, translate it to braille displays so that visually impaired people can read it. When there is anything, translate it. I can let them feel, not that let them feel. Let them be inclusive in where they are. Then another one is navigating apps. There is many apps that can help you to navigate. They have GPS apps like Blind Square or Seeing AI, provide audio guidance for travel. Yes, many people travel, they don't have anything, but they have what? Their GPS. They have their road maps that can interpret to where they are going. So another way of is orientation and mobility training. When we talk about orientation and mobility training, where it talks about specialized training, helps blind individuals use mobility aids such as white canes or guide dogs to navigate their surroundings safely. Doing a sensitization on how they can actually navigate life is important. Some people are born with blindness. Some people meet it on their way of life, during their life. During life occurrences, or maybe form of disease or the other. But we can actually train them on how to navigate. Can let them know, oh, this is how you can actually navigate life, because they don't know how to do it. So it's what we have to do is to let them know how to navigate life, how they can move beyond the space where they found themselves. Sensitization, advocacy, I think is very so key. Advocacy is that letting people know this, they can come and support. And sensitization, keep on training them. Every day you have new people with new diseases. They don't know how to manage it. They don't know how to cope. I'll be very honest. I get thousands of calls daily. How are you coping? How can I cope? Oh, this thing is happening to my son. This happened to my wife. This happened to my husband. This happened to one of my relatives. Oh, this happened to my neighbor. How can they cope? They don't know. They've treated them in the hospital. They've discharged them. They don't know how to pick up life. So that has been the critical challenges of any person living with disability. How to survive and how to sustain living with disability. Then another one is tactical skills. Is relying on the sense of touch or read braille, identify objects, or interpret tactical maps. It's very important. And this is a skill with time will let people know how to use it and how it will be very, very key to them. Then another part is auditory cues. Yes. Using sound to identify traffic patterns, locate people, or understand environment. These auditory cues are mainly what people that are visually impaired use. Cats. Where my parents are living, we have a young man. He's married with children. But the funny thing, when I come back during those days, secondary school, as I pass, he'll call my name. Oh, you're back from school. Welcome. I was wondering, how did this man know that I'm the one? Do you understand? It's auditory cues. He identifies patterns, uses it to understand his environment. So when everybody passes, he identifies you. I don't know how they do it, but It makes him and know everybody, relate with everybody, gist with everybody. And because of these auditory cues, this man can carry a gallon of water from ground floor to the first floor where he's living. So this is how they help themselves to navigate, because people that are married that are visually impaired, they have children. They know their wife, they know when to stay out with their wife, they know when to make out with their wife, they want to do a whole lot of things. So this is also a way to navigate. Then we cannot talk about community support and also peer support group. When you talk about community support, it's like blind individuals often connect with advocacy organizations, peer groups, or community resources for emotional support and practical advice. This helps a whole lot. When you come to the community, they talk about the affair, how people navigate, and you can be able to talk about anything that is bothering you. Where they have visually impaired WhatsApp group or peer support group, they relate well. They open up to each other. They know how to move ahead and how to source for help and how they can actually cope. They ask individual, in this area, how did you cope? How do you do it better? So community support is very good. And also with help of some organizations, private organizations, well-meaning individuals, NGOs, and the government. It goes a whole long way to help. My name is Monica Arinze. Continue watching my channel. We've talked about the meaning of visually impaired and blindness. We also talk about how are they coping and what are they and what are the challenges which I've mentioned earlier. Now we're going to go to stories of resilience. When you talk about resilience, one thing I knew about person with disability is one of their attributes is resilience. They are very, very, very resilient. Like very, very resilient, because living with disability is not a joke. But today I'll tell you, it's an honor when you learn how to be resilient and how to cope. Okay? So now, stories of resilience. Blind individuals have constantly shown that vision loss does not limit their potentials. Honestly, it does not limit their potentials. You talked about Eric Wehemaya, the first blind person to climb Mountain Everest. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Eric Wehemaya, the first blind person to climb Mountain Everest. I bet you many people that has their sight correctly, that don't have any form of disability, have not tried to climb Mountain Everest. But this is stories of resilience. You see how they are doing a whole lot of exploits, challenging me and you that disability is not a barrier. Rather, we should find a way to move past it. Okay? Then another one is Andrea Bocelli, a world-renowned blind opera singer. These stories remind us of the incredible resilience and creativity of individuals in overcoming barriers. I will not talk less of many people in Nigerian industry. There is musician as well that is visually impaired. I'm trying to remember his name. He's doing very well. So these are stories of resilience. You won't say because this happened, what you want to achieve in life, you will not do it. What you want to do, you will not care to move to do it. If these and many other people have shown me and you that we don't have an excuse, that we really need to move and challenge ourselves and have our own story of resilience. Me too have my story of resilience, and you too have your own story of resilience. So you can see that being visually impaired will not stop you to achieve what you want to do. So I'm here to lend you my voice. I'm here to tell you, sit up. Get up on the ride. Make the ride worth riding. Okay? Get up on the ride. Make the ride worth riding. Alright. So now we'll go to another segment. How different regions address challenges for blind individuals or visually impaired people. How do they do it? So when we talk about developed countries, people that have more things, their places are standard, they have structures, they have systems. Developed countries like US and UK have accessibility laws. Example, the ADA that mandate accommodations such as braille signage and accessible public spaces. Advanced assistive technology are more readily available. So you can see that developed country has their laws, which they are following and which is also very key and helpful. Then we'll talk about developing nations, talk about Africa, talk about Nigeria, talk about Ghana. So blind individuals often lack access to basic tools like braille books or canes due to financial or infrastructure limitation. Yes, they find it. Why should we convert it? It's costing us money. But this is affecting person with disability with blindness. They need to read. They need to know where they are going. They need these tools. There's another one is advocacy efforts are growing, but more investment is needed to ensure what? Equality. So if we say for developed countries, they have laws which they follow to a higher percentage of degrees, But developed countries, they are still coming up. For example, in Nigeria, this year was the 5-year moratorium of Disability Act. So Disability Act has been in Nigeria for the past 5 years. But I will tell you, many people are not aware. Many people are not even aware about it. So they are not employed. They are not implementing it. They are not even enforcing it, They're what they call page analysis, Has it been, when you talk about page, you talk about has it been put into for law? Is people are aware? Has it been asserted? Has it been gazetted? And has it been enforced? So this is where we are in most of the developed countries. That even if this page analysis has reached some, how many percentages has it reached? And where are we? And what are we going to do? So we still have a whole lot of long things and many things to do to ensure that in developed nations, a person with disability with blindness will cope in a better environment. Then we'll look at number 3, global efforts. Organizations like the World Blind Union and Lions Clubs International work to improve access to education, technology, and employment opportunities worldwide. I can tell you this is a very recommendable effort that these two organizations are putting out and many other organizations. So I can tell you that is good. The cause for improving inclusive environment for persons with disability with blindness is for me and you. They need me and you, our voice. They need our advocacy. They need everything we can put out today to make their life inclusive and productive. Then the next one is, how can you support blind individuals? That is true. How can you support them? Because we always say that charity begins at home. Anything that we want community to do for us, government to do for us, legislators to do for us, I bet you it will start from me and you. But I know we have challenges, but we have to start something. So it starts from promote accessibility. How can you prove accessibility? Advocate for accessible website, public spaces, and transport system. This is where me and you will come out and say, oh, the transport system is not inclusive. The transport system does not include me. I won't be able to use it in a more meaningful way will present this case out and something can be done. Even not immediately, but at some point it must be done. Then challenge the stereotypes. Many people are scared of going to school. They feel that, oh, I'm not like any other person, so I don't need to pursue anything I want to do. But I'll tell you, challenge yourself. Educate others to see that blindness as a condition is not a limitation. Focus on your abilities. If you can sing, you sing. You can write books, you write books. Things you can do, you do it. Look for people that have their resilient stories. If you have not found one, then make yourself to be that resilient story. Use yourself to be that resilient person. Make your history. At least you, as a person with disability, you have something to contribute. Inspire people with your life by being resilient and achieving that thing you want to do. Okay? So that's the way you can actually achieve. You can also support yourself and support the community. As you're supporting yourself, being resilient, you're supporting this community, and someone else again that is visually impaired or blind will get motivated from you and want to help and do something with their lives. Then the third one is learn braille or guide techniques. For person with disability, with blindness, I will encourage you to learn braille. In any language, speak out, let it be translated to you. So if you interact with the blind individual, understanding basic braille or sighted guide techniques can foster better communications. There's one day I went for a program of person with disability, and I met a couple of visual impaired people. As we finished, people were going, and I asked him, who is coming to pick you? He said, oh, I've ordered a ride. And me, I was looking at her. Then I was still new to understand the disability matters. He said, yes. And lo and behold, he used his phone, ordered Uber, and Uber came. They were talking on the phone because you can convert every written thing to be on speech. Voila. The cab guy was there and he picked him up. He wasn't in the house sleeping or crying, no. He came out to see others, he came out to leave. Then another part is, if you interact with blind individual, understanding braille or sighted guide technique can foster better communication. This is so true. Then the fourth part is support advocacy organizations. In any part of the world where you are, support it. Donate to or volunteer with organizations that empower blind communities, such as National Federation of Blind or Sight Savers. You can support this organization in any way you can. Please do lend your hands of support. And the fifth one, be a thoughtful ally, be a thoughtful friend. Offer help when needed, but always ask first. Respect their independence and autonomy. Good. This is actually one of the key things I've noticed. When people see people with disability, they always want to feel like, I want to help you. I'm doing you a favor. No. You should respect any form of disability. You should respect their independence. Please, ma, can I help you? Please, sir, can I help you? Please, sir, may I help you? Oh, where can I be of help? For me, for example, that is a wheelchair user, you see people that don't know, they start pushing you. You say, hi, my eyes open. It became, oh, who is that? It's my life. Respect my independence. Oh, fine lady, young lady. Hello, ma'am. Can I help you? Oh, thank you. All right, you can. Oh, I'm okay. I can help myself. Oh, I'm okay. I'm with someone. Then you just pump in. So be a thoughtful ally before you go to bump into, because you trying to help can actually hurt the person. Can actually send a whole lot of emotional trauma to the person. So this is how you can support. And again, families as well. in where you have a visually impaired person or blind person, please do not abandon the person. Please do not lock the person inside the house. This happens mostly in the developed worlds, both the rural and the urban areas. They feel the person as is a liability and is a burden to them. They don't show love, they don't do anything. The person can be able to pick up that so easily to give you that resilience stories. So please, families, it's not the person's fault. And even if in a case where it's a person's fault, you still need that your support for him or her to live a meaningful and a successful life. And my final thought in today's teaching is we'll talk about the visually impaired people, talk about blindness, talk about the challenges, talk about how they can cope, and talk about how you and I can do things. And thank you for watching this channel at this point. Please, if you have any comment, please put it out. And please like and share. And also encourage someone. So my final thought is, blindness presents unique challenges. But with the right tools, strategies, and societal support, blind individuals can thrive in all aspects of life. Let's work together to break down barriers, promote accessibility, and celebrate the achievements of blind individuals everywhere or visually impaired. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Monica TV. And for more discussion on disability awareness and advocacy, share this video to spread the message and leave a comment about what you do like to learn next. And see you in my next video, because I have a whole lot of topics for us to discuss in the areas of disability, in the areas of healthy living, cooking, environment, and life. So I'm here to make you know that I am a person living with disability. And I want to make that resilient story by encouraging you to see that despite being a blind person, you are created by God. You're beautifully and wonderfully created by God. And one of the things I will tell you is you're human and you deserve to live. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching. My name is Monica with the positive vibes. Ciao, ciao. Bye.